Abhay Kelkar. So I look after the banking and financial services practice, like our. So L&T Infotech, let me tell you quickly, it's a wholly owned subsidiary of Larsen Toubro, and we are in the top 10 list of NASSCOM in terms of size. So even though a lot of people don't know about us, we are a fairly large company. And why we come for NASSCOM is really to, not so much as to get business, but to hear the world view, from the industry experts in India as well as all the international attendees, to see what they think about Indian IT as well as what they think about the world at large. So that's the main thing.
Going by your personal opinion, we have heard from a lot of people over here, some very key people in Indian IT industry, but going by your opinion, your personal opinion, what do you think are key trends in the global economy, and how does it impact the Indian IT sector?
Global economy is not homogeneous. If you take Western economy, say US and Europe, even though the meltdown has stopped, the recovery is still going to be very slow and choppy. The Asia Pac is definitely going to grow faster. But as far as Indian IT is concerned, therefore, the opportunities coming out of US and Europe are therefore going to be much more. But only thing is, it's not like increase in spend kind of opportunities, but providing them better and smarter solutions. So they will probably ask for, so to say, a bigger bang for the same buck. So that is a challenge for Indian IT industry. They should go up the value chain, provide smarter, more automated, more global kind of services, so that even though they are in trouble, we also make money.
But we are looking at a trend in which more countries in Europe and US are taking a stand in their domestic interests, and how does it impact the business that's flowing to India?
Domestic interest for them?
Yeah.
In the sense I didn't get it.
The protectionist stance.
Protectionism. Yeah. See, protectionism will always be there, but at the end of the day, they have to run their businesses too. Secondly, a lot of countries, there is not enough talent. Howsoever, there could be protectionism in the low-skilled jobs, the supermarkets or hairdressers or whatever. But if you're talking about technology, then most of these countries, the population is aging, and the younger population is somehow not paying so much attention to the education. Obama is constantly saying that unless we do the math and science, the Chinese and Indian kids are going to overwhelm us. So howsoever they might want to practice protectionism, they have no choice. There's just simply not enough skills either in Europe or in USA.
Though in immediate terms, we see that China is doing very well, but in comparison to India, where will you see China and India compared to each other in, let's say, 2020?
You mean overall economic?
Yes, overall economic growth.
China will probably be still ahead of us.
How about homogeneous growth? How about a more happy population?
That is a challenge. And that, I think, the Chinese growth has been driven by a centralized economy. So whatever the Chinese wise men in the government thought is right for the country, they're doing it. And a lot of things are right. But as against that, we are governed by the market forces. So therefore it is a more sustaining kind of growth.